Okay, bug 229. How to create missing a reference, although the files are there. So I have prepared a setup that I will use to demonstrate what is the process of producing assembly that holds a reference that is valid, but it is lost when when this project of the assembly is used as a library in another project. It's complicated. I am using 2017 version for my convenience, but this works the same in all subsequent versions. We will start with examining the library. So I have a library. I will just open it as a project now to show you. This project holds basically bolt assemblies of various lengths types that share the same key assembly and various components inside. They are done to be substituted one another for my convenience. Now I have bug 229 project 2. In this project I have a library linked to my bolt project. Okay, so I use this project as a library in here. Therefore, when I let's say I will create a new assembly. Now I will place a bolt from my let's use this one or this one. I have placed a bolt from my library that is M20 by 90 8.8 class bolt. Now let's assume that in this project of mine, so project 2 of the bug 229, I need similar bolt, but not by 90 but by 80. So now I will create a local copy of this bolt. So I will I will save it locally in my workspace. So it will be probably like that. So now locally I have an assembly M20 by 80. I did it locally so to be able to open it and replace from content center this bolt for the shorter one. Okay, so now I have assembly that with a shorter bolt. I need to delete those two positional representations, so everything is fine. And now you see I have fully functional bolt 80 M20 by 80 in my local environment. So what I will now do is I will hit the open window and I will take this assembly, I will copy it, I will open my folder for my library, I will go to appropriate folder, I will paste it here, and also what I need to do is I need to copy the bolt that was created locally, so this one, into the content center of my library, which is a local one. So now I have all the files there. This bolt that I have just created, so M20 by 80, was not in my library before, so this is newly created bolt. Now I will switch the project to my bolt library project and I will open this bolt locally. So this is M20 by 80. This is the one that I have just copied from my project 2 of bug 229. Just copied the file in here, and currently this opens fine and it links this bolt to a local content center within this project. So it links this bolt to here, so to content center within my project. This is within the project, as I use local content centers. This bolt is in here, so M20 by 80, no, not this one. Where is it, where is it? Which is this bolt? Properties. So it's content center US 417. Yeah, it's here. Okay, so it's M20 by 80. So this bolt is in local subfolder of my library, or my project that I use as a library. So it is a local subfolder of my project location. Now I will open my project 1, so another project that I have this library linked here. And in this project I will try to place this assembly from my library project file, project folder. This one, I will just place it here, and instantly it indicates unresolved link to the bolt, because it is not in fact referencing this bolt to the local subfolder of this project where this bolt is. So it is not referencing this bolt to here. If I do it like that, no, sorry, I need to resolve. How do I resolve? I will resolve, modify the library part. Yeah, great. So basically this brings, but I don't want to, okay, it's not that. I need to, okay, I will just assembly, new assembly, place this place. Okay. Oh, great. So it brings basically unresolved reference to this bolt here. Okay. When the file that should be referenced by this component is in fact placed within subfolder of this library folder. So this file is here. So the reference should bring us to the file within the subfolder of the library location, but obviously it is missing. So this is how you create missing reference when in fact it is not missing. And the problem is, just to guide you where the problem is. The problem is, I have to close this. Did I close too much? Oh yeah, I did close too much. And the problem is, just give me a second. And the problem is that in fact, projects, I need to, my projects, this one, and the problem is that within this assembly this component, so this component in this assembly, when should have this location for this component, so this assembly holds the component. This component should reference this file. This should reference this file at this location. But in fact, this component holds different path to its source file than indicated here. And if I now let's say close it, and I will save changes, so it should then work in my project 1 as it rewrites the reference. So let's try to open it. And now it is not bringing the missing reference, because I have explicitly saved it in the library folder. I'm not sure if you follow that, but basically if I don't open this component explicitly and save it within the library folder, it is not working then.